Oh yes, this is so nice. Oh my god, Drake, what are you doing?
What's going on, guys? Picsoleated here, back at it again with another video. Today we're going to be talking about a recent issue that's been stirring up a hot pot in the sneaker world. This is big news, guys. This is a big deal for all parties involved. Some are winning, some are losing, and we'll get into all of that right now. Drake might be leaving Jordan Brand. He might be taking his OVO imprint from Jordan Brand, and he might be taking it to Adidas. Now, we don't know why this is and what's truly causing it, but we might have a bit of an idea. Drake is the Canadian rap hip-hop mogul. Yes, he's Canadian for those that don't know, although I'm sure you do know. And we put him on a mantle because in a way he put us on the map. And now Toronto's booming with talent, musicians, producers, artists, photographers, you name it. Any art form, our talent is finally being discovered, and a lot of the credit definitely goes to Drake. I mean, sure, social media has a large role to play in it, but Drake really gave the city the push it needed at the right time to be a huge player in the game. As we all know, one of the benefits of being a large hip-hop star like he is, he was able to start his own successful clothing line that releases limited capsule collections from time to time, and we all eat it up because we need that owl on us somewhere, someplace on our body. Yes, that's correct, we thirst for owls, the beast of the night. Alright, it's a bird, the beast thing, it ain't intimidating, chill. Anyways, back on topic, Drake has dropped 3 high-profile collaboration sneakers under Jordan Brand, the first being the OVO 10s in a white and black colorway, the second being Jordan 12s in the same flavor, white and black, and finally these Jordan 8s right here with the same flavor colorway once again. They're really just classic Jordan shoes in 2 simple colorways with gold accents and minor OVO detailing. All these sneakers released with similarly branded apparel and accessories alongside it. Yes, we can talk about the few other Jordans he's had with them, like the Kentucky 8s and the Trunners, etc., but those weren't really fully available to the public in decent quantity, so we're just gonna overlook those for now. So we've got a little bit of a background and an idea to put into perspective who Drake is and what his collaborations with Jordan Brand have been like. Reportedly, Drake is leaving Jordan Brand because he's unhappy with his partnership with the brand because he would like to have more creative control. Clearly, he wants to do more with his collaborations with them and his sneakers with them, but they're apparently not letting him. And this is really clear, right? Every time we get an OVO sneaker, it's the regular classic Jordan, but with 2 very simple and monotonous colorways. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of the Jordan 10s or 8s at all, but I want the OVO 10s in white, and I bought these Jordan 8s just because of its ties with OVO and Drake. And low-key, the all-white colorway for both does look fire, but I wouldn't have even given it a second glance to a generic all-white colorway of either of those sneakers. Not saying I would jump on any Jordan Brand sneaker just because it's affiliated with OVO. I don't like the Jordan 12 and I never have, and the OVO 12s didn't change that for me, but that just goes to show the star power Drake has. Now, what's really surprising about this whole ordeal is, and by large part, although I personally wasn't expecting it, it seems so obvious and predictable. I mean, think about it. Kanye was right. He pretty much predicted this. Why? Because it's the exact same reason he left. He left Nike with a vengeance, but more importantly for the same reason, because of the lack of creative control, which is huge coming from Kanye, because if you recall, he had all original brand new silhouettes with Nike. They didn't rehash old or classic Nike or Jordan Brand silhouettes and just plaster his name and branding on them. His shoes were truly unique, which is probably part of the reason they sell for so much. Granted, it's also because he cemented himself as an iconic musician and now a force in fashion, but the fact that the shoe is a unique design in and of itself, presumably designed or at least somewhat designed by Kanye, is what makes it remarkable. All that aside, it makes you wonder, did Drake make the right decision? Well, let's break it down. As a consumer, let's see what we're gaining if Drake leaves Jordan Brand and goes to Adidas, because that's the company he's in negotiations with right now. It may be great for us because we have access to newer tech like the Boost technology, Prime Knit, Futurecraft tech, and that would be a major plus because sure, classic Jordan retros are great, but they really aren't all that comfortable. How are they supposed to stand the test of time with old school materials and no cushioning? I won't lie, there are some classics you just love and adore, like the Jordan 1, despite the lack of tech and use of classic materials, but no chance it'll last against Prime Knit shoes with Boost or Futurecraft cushioning. And with the current landscape of sneakers where people actually want to wear their sneakers instead of just collecting them, it's important that your shoes are comfortable and last, and Adidas can provide that. The next benefit is that good old Drizzy Drake gets more creative control. Now, I'm saying this is a positive, but this could be a two-way street because we don't really know what Drizzy or his team's creative thoughts are on sneaker design. We don't really know if they're actually going to turn out good or bad, although I'm sure the creative team at Adidas would hopefully not allow an ugly product to be released to the public. Then again, which shoe brand doesn't have its fair share of ugly sneakers? If the OVO clothing brand is anything to judge by, we still can't tell because sometimes they release nice looking clothing and sometimes they'll release plain t-shirts with the ugly OVO runner logo or a tiny owl on a dad shirt on the corner with no creativity at all, just rehashes. It's still a mixed bag. I still count this as a positive though, because the only other creative I know that left Nike for the same reason is Kanye, and he's made pretty damn good shoes since then. If Drake gets a similar line with Adidas like Kanye did, that wouldn't just be favorable, that would be iconic. And when both of them are nearing the end of their sneaker deals or whatever, they can come through and collaborate on a legendary Yeezy X Drizzy sneaker that'll blow the whole world away. Alright, now I'm getting ahead of myself. The third reason why this is a gain, more so for Drake than it is for the consumer, although it sort of works both ways. Adidas right now is targeting a more youthful consumer base, so Drake has access to all of that with newer silhouettes, newer technology, etc. Even if the Adidas hype died a year ago, Adidas is still going strong, and many of their loyal sneaker buyers are of the newer breed who are on Instagram and follow a ton of influencers, which is something Adidas has perfected, cementing their presence in the influencer scene. With Jordan Brand, a lot of old schoolers were buying the classic nostalgic Jordans, don't get me wrong. There still are youngins copying because, well, Drake, but the ratio is far different than Adidas. The fourth benefit of this is that through Jordan Brand, Drake and his OVO shoes would only be sold through OVO stores, their website, and through Nike and their website. With Adidas, and this is speculation on my part, I've never seen them work with a creative and not have their shoes available through such limited channels on a consistent basis. In other words, Adidas will most likely want to make the shoes available through more channels like consortium boutiques or something like that to allow more people to purchase the shoes. Of course, this is just speculation on my part, but I'm hopeful that this will be the case. It'll make it a lot easier for a lot more people to get the shoes. And the fifth reason, this one's more of a mixed bag, but I'll focus on the positive for now. Adidas has been successful with their recent advancements in sneaker tech, but it's mainly implemented in their runners and soccer silhouettes. So if Drake does come to Adidas, he will most likely work on some sleek runner style silhouettes too, a huge departure from the classic bulky Jordan ball shoes. We have seen Drake wear soccer jerseys and had a whole music video on a soccer field before, so this is not foreign territory for him, and he might just bust out some fire sneaks here. So that's the positive of it. Now we've looked at the benefits, let's look at the cons of Drake leaving Jordan Brand and moving to Adidas. This might be a little subjective, but personally I just feel like Drake and Jordan Brand just mesh together better than Adidas and Drake. Something about Drake's image just makes more sense with Jordan Brand. He doesn't seem like the guy that wears Ultra Boost or Yeezys or just sleek runners in general. It's a little unfair to say because obviously he avoided wearing those sneakers due to his contract with Nike and Jordan. Who knows, maybe he'll be able to switch it up and not look like a pansy. The second reason is more of a jab at Adidas. This probably isn't the best time for Drake to join Adidas. Adidas hype was at its peak about 1.5 to 2 years ago. Now it's a little flat. I feel like it's a little inaccurate to say that though, because they're still releasing shoes that sell out almost immediately, albeit it's usually the limited collabs that do that and not their larger stock releases. Regardless, their cushioning tech is still the best in the game in my opinion, and people still love it, so I doubt they're dying off in any respect. The unrealistic hype just cooled down a bit. Plus, I think Drake's own hype will support itself and might even help Adidas out to some degree. The third reason is probably just a more real look at the situation. It's that Adidas might not be able to reimburse Drake financially the way Nike did. Don't get me wrong, both these companies are filthy rich and they can both probably afford to pay Drake, but it might seem less feasible to Adidas. They're like 1/4 the size of Nike. Nike's still a behemoth and an unstoppable force in the sneaker game, and they proved it by coming back against the Adidas hype with iconic collaborations with the likes of Tom Sachs, KAWS, Levi's, Virgil Abloh. These collaborations are going to be remembered for years, and they're happening right now. With that being said, Drake did cite lack of creative control for the reason to leave, so he might be willing to take a slight pay cut in order to create better sneakers and create a better legacy for himself in that regard. I would respect that if that was the case. And finally, the fourth reason, back to the mixed bag from the pros section, Drake would most likely be working with popular runner and soccer sneaker silhouettes. This just doesn't seem like Drake's style to me. Even when he wears soccer jerseys, he's not out here rocking those soccer shoes or those runners the way he does with Nike shoes like the off-white ones, Prestos, and his own signature collabs. He very much seems like a ball guy, and Adidas definitely doesn't have many iconic basketball silhouettes. Now, if Drake gets the creative control to make sneakers like the Alexander Wang B-ball, stuff like that, where he can make his own silhouette like a brand new signature shoe, then we're talking. Otherwise, be ready to cop an Ultra Boost mid with a gold owl screen printed on it. That's my take on the situation. Personally, I think Drake is going to bring some heat with Adidas, especially if he gets new silhouettes just for him, but I want to know what you guys think, so let me know in the comment section below. Is Drake doing good with Jordan Brand, or would he be better off with Adidas? Let me know in the comments. I've said what I had to say. See y'all in the next one. Picsoleated is catching views.